Have you wondered why, when Raleigh's experiencing all this economic growth, that your property taxes are going up at the same time? I mean, it just makes sense that with the economy of scale, that you ought to be paying less taxes as the city grows. Well, the reason is that when big companies like Apple come into the area, we're negotiating 7 years of tax breaks. In other words, these corporations that are moving into Raleigh, Durham, don't pay any city taxes or county taxes when they come in. That's part of the deal. Now, the question is, do we really need to do this to court businesses to come into Raleigh? Well, yes, maybe a certain amount, but I'm of the belief that Raleigh has a really good product in what we have. We have this great greenway system, great parks, everything else. That's why big corporations come in here. And they need a really good place to live to be able to recruit employees and the folks that work in these corporations to come in here and work for the company and move in the Raleigh area. So the problem that we have is that we're growing so fast, and of course the builders are going to focus on building at the top end. It's up to the city to have policies that will promote enough affordable housing at all income levels. And what we're tending to do is to build apartments and houses for lower income folks outside of the city and put a bus system out there for us. Well, a certain amount of that is probably okay, but is it really what we want to be? Is a city that has extremely expensive housing in here for the professionals, and at the same time all the you know hourly type employee people, working class folks, that they've got to take a 45-minute commute in here by bus. Of course, it's probably not going to be feasible for most of these people to bring cars in because you have to pay for parking downtown. And so they're going to be relying on a bus system. Oh, well, what about bike paths? Oh, yes. You live out on the fringes of Raleigh and you're working in, say, a restaurant job downtown, and you're going to take a bike ride into downtown. I don't think that's really a practical approach for most people. I'm not saying it's not something that some people might do. So the reason I'm bringing all this up is that we're basically giving Raleigh away to the big companies. And I guess if you've got Apple and some of these companies in your 401k, you're probably pretty good with that. But the problem is that the average Raleigh citizen is paying for all this expansion and not really getting a tremendous uh, amount back. And unless you're in the building industry or real estate. So that's my view on it. This is Whitney for Raleigh signing off. If you like this message, please hit the subscribe button.